Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by the first and only Elite XC Bantamweight champion, Wilson Reis. Wilson, how are you?
Hey, Mike, how are you? I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, no problem, Wilson. Glad to have you here. Wilson, you got a fight coming up at Matrix Fights 6 on July 13th. How's training been going for the fight?
Yeah, man, exactly. July 13th, next Friday coming up. Looking great, man. Looking ready to go. We just have a switch in the corner. My sports fight, Billy Vaughn. Billy Vaughn got hurt, the tank got injured. So I'm going to be facing Cody Stevens. And looking forward to the fight. Training's been great. Preparation's been great. I've been trying to catch into my last fight pretty much. My last fight was in Brazil in December. It was quick. So I was able to live the fight with no injury, so I was able to get right back into training,
Billy Vaughn now injured, now you have a new opponent. How has training had to change?
I just found out a bit ago pretty much, so we just kind of we want to change a couple of things, but, at least, they're kind of similar, sort of like, former wrestlers, and Billy is more like a striker, and then this guy he's a little bit more, he's good at everything, so it won't be a drastic change, just gotta follow the game plan,
Wilson, I've been looking at your record, and you have 6 wins by submission, 5 of them by rear naked chokes. Is rear naked choke, is that your go-to submission, or is it just something that just happens to keep coming up?
I think the reason I have a lot of rear naked chokes finished because, when I was competing in Jiu-Jitsu, even when I competed in Jiu-Jitsu still, when my finish position was from the back, I always like to finish from the back. So when I fight, my goal is always take the back, and because I find easier, to finish from the back. And then, being in MMA, the only thing you got over there is the rear naked choke and the armbar, from that position. So that might be why. But I'm not, I'm the kind of guy I always look to finish the fight, if I can get out by doing an arm bar, I had an arm choke, and all the rest I could really make a choke. But because I always like to go to the back. I always train to take the back and finish from the back. That's why.
Is this going to be a 3-round fight or a 5-round fight?
This is going to be a 3-round fight, 3 minutes.
Was it changed because of the new opponent, or was it always going to be 3 rounds?
No, it's going to be 3, yeah.
And, Wilson, your last fight at the end of 2011, it was for WFE in Brazil. How did it feel to fight in front of your home country?
Man, it was awesome. I was very excited. I was very happy. It was my first time going to Brazil to fight, and I started my career, I was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter in Brazil, and then I competed during the hardest, the biggest tournament in Brazil for Jiu-Jitsu. So all my MMA career, it began here in America, and all my fights were here. And then to go to Brazil and fight that for the first time after 16 fights in America, it was definitely a very cool experience. I needed that for my confidence. I wanted to I look for tougher challenge, and then I get promoted to in talk to with WFE. They put a hard up the show, man. Their show was I think the best show, one of the best shows in Brazil. They're very organized, and they took care of me real well. And then by the fight night, I was ready to go, and I just put a show there. And then they had the beat too. Bruno Menezes is very well known in Brazil. He's a very respected fighter down there, so it was definitely a big win for me.
Why did it take so long for you to fight in Brazil? Were you just not getting offers to go down there, or what exactly went on?
No, it was more or less already here. To me, I always want to be in the bigger shows, and it wasn't so many bigger shows in Brazil. Now they have all these shows now. So many shows down there, but we got I think 2 big shows. I would say it'll be it'll be the WFE, the First Class fight, and Jungle fight, and Amazon fight. There's the 4 biggest MMA shows in Brazil. And then back then, when I first started, I didn't have. There's always MMA shows in Brazil, but they never, I was interested to fight, and I was always interested to fight here, But now the promotion they put a real series of that, with athletic commissions, they pay real well now too. So now it's back and forth. Maybe I was going to go to Brazil to fight. there's guys from Brazil coming up here, but we can go there and try and get there as well.
Your run with Bellator ended on 2 back-to-back losses. What exactly did Bellator say to you when they released you? Was it just, you had a couple tournament runs and you didn't win them, and they thought that you didn't have any upside? What exactly did they tell you when they released you?
To be honest with you, they didn't do anything, man. I just got back from my manager saying that we've been released from the promotion. That's pretty much it. I never got, I never got noticed or anything. I never even got called from BO or anything. I don't know, but it's business. I think when I had 2 back-to-back losses and a 2 knockout losses, and I've never been up in my career. Probably this last 2 fights, and it was very bad. First it was bad because I was getting knocked out for the second time in a row, and the second time in my career, and it never happened before. And then before there, I wanted to be knocked down one time, and I think it's a part of my my run in MMA. I knew it there would come sooner or later. When you start saying the challenge they had in the Bellator, man, and always a good fight, and the both of the fights that guys that fought that lost, and it was like very good strikers, and I think I was happy when I run the battle. I grew a lot as an MMA fighter. I had a lot of tough fights in there, and then good wins, and bad loss, but I learned a lot. They definitely made a better fighter, than I am now, and I'm excited to look for the next fight in those shows. After that, I went to Brazil and I won the top fight, and then I'm fighting next week against a good opponent from Radich. So I'm sky the limit. I can keep going and go for multiple events, big fights, and my goal now is definitely to sign the UFC.
It seems like that's the thing, because a lot of guys who have fought in Bellator and then have left, they go back on the smaller shows and then they work the way up to the UFC. Is that what you're aiming for? Is you're not going to sign with anybody else that's a big show unless it's the UFC?
It's hard to say. I think as you gotta work in your winning streak. And my goal is now to get better. To put good shows every fight and negotiate the UFC, and also they sign me because that's what I want to be, But until the time comes, I gotta stay busy, So it's hard to say. I definitely gotta stay busy, and the fighting. I just want to get big fights and fight bigger shows.
You were one of Dominic Cruz's assistant coaches on the latest season of The Ultimate Fighter. What was that experience like?
Man, the experience was amazing. It was an amazing experience. Definitely thank Dominic Cruz, and I like to head coach this year for inviting me to be the assistant coach for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That was awesome. It was a great experience. It was a great experience first to be in the show. We had a great team. All the Team Cruz fighters. It was awesome. Very cool guys and easy guys to work with. All of them, I'm sure all of the women they want to become a great fighter after the show, and that was awesome. It was awesome. So it was nice to be invited for that long. It was cool to be on the backstage, the fights, especially this season was the first season that all the fights were live. So every Friday night was an event. We were going to a lot of fights every Friday night. So it was awesome. And plus, we got to have a great camp outside the palace. All the license guys from San Diego, all the UFC fighters, from Alaska and Lord Irvin in Catcher, Maryland, came together. So we had a great camp outside the palace as well. So it was definitely a great 3 months of this year for sure.
Wilson, I'm curious, where do you live during the time when you're as an assistant coach on The Ultimate Fighter? Because obviously the guys who are competing in the show, they live in the Tough House. Where do you live? Do you live in an apartment, a hotel? Where are you staying during this time?
The UFC gives 3 condos. So we have a condo for ourselves around 15 minutes outside the strip in Vegas. It's pretty cool. Very nice, very comfortable condo. Our whole team is staying there, 3 condoms, so it was very good.
And coaching on The Ultimate Fighter, that's the reason why you haven't fought since December, correct?
Yeah, it's not actually the reason, because the whole time I was there, I was training, and even before that, I was already ready to go. We just have a hard time finding shows and fighting also, in opponents, So glad we got to close the deal with the Matrix.
And you still keep in contact with some of the guys that you coached from the season, right?
Yeah, pretty much all of them. All of those guys.
Wilson, now that you're on the local scene, fighting in the smaller shows, what are some of your goals for the rest of the year?
My goal is definitely, next Friday the 13th, win this fight, put a show and, end the day, leave the arena with the win, the good win, and, hopefully, move to bigger and better things after that, and, just stay busy, man. I look forward to, I have a 6 month, break became my last fight. I want this to happen and get on, get right back in the cage.
Wilson, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you would like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
So thank you guys very much, and I think for the interview, and I want to thank all my fans, all my students, my close friends, my personal friends, my family, to be, behind me the whole time, and support me, during my wins, my loss, and, good time in my life, bad time in my life, thank everybody for always doing that for me, and, make sure that stay tuned, man, for next Friday night, next Friday 13, next week. I'm going to be ready to go in great shape, put a show for the Philadelphians, and hopefully I'll move to bigger, better things after that, and so thank everybody, and I'll first sponsor, I'm taking my bad boy, my main sponsors, and only sponsor right now, and then that's it. Also, I think about all my teammates and training partners, that, get ready for the fight and the coaching, so.
Wilson, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck at Matrix Fight 6 on July 13th.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.